is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. We're diving deep and keeping it real. So, do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, how is everyone doing on this lovely day? That's right. I'm so honored and grateful that the listeners, the viewers out there, are taking 1 hour of your precious time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. You can be doing so many other better things, whether it's been watching your favorite TV show or reading a good book or just having some fun with some friends. You said, no, I'm going to take 1 hour of my time and tune in to my homeboy Arrington Gavin, see what he got chopping in the conversation. Look, my friends, on today's conversation, I'm going to continue finishing what I from the previous, well, actually not the previous show, because the previous show I was honored to speak with Chesapeake newly elected Chesapeake City Councilman Les Smith Jr., who's a dear friend of mine and a good friend of the show. But prior to that, I was explaining how a lot of folks were either extremely pissed with entertainers like Snoop Dogg, Soldier Boy, Nelly, Rick Ross, for performing at the during the inauguration weekend. Inauguration that was praising and celebrating the newly elected president, he's now President Donald J. Trump, and also those who were defending the performers. I have a take on that I want to share with you all. I'll play kind of balls and strikes over here and kind of back and forth. I'm a 50-50 kind of person. So I'll play devil's advocate and I'll share reasons why they most likely probably did it. So I'll talk a little about that. Also in pop culture news, a couple of folks I want to bring up. Actress, comedian Sheryl Underwood. She's the was the co-host of the long-running daytime talk show The Talk, which recently ended after 15 years. She recently had a sit-down interview with NFL Hall of Famer and sports analyst Shannon Sharp, also host of Club Shay Shay. And of course, on that show, you don't just have a great conversation, you have some viral clickbait moments that helps helps bring eyes to those episodes. And so Cheryl had a couple of clickbait moments that had went viral, and I'll share one of those on today's show. Also, actor, let me see here, let me find the gentleman's name. That's not what I was looking for. Oh my goodness gracious! What is that gentleman's name? Um. Oh, I got you. I got you. I was typing in wrong. Sisters. Yeah, there we go. Uh, DeVale Ellis, actor, uh, former pro football player. He recently shared on social media. Well, not social media. He was on a recent, I think, either radio show or podcast, and he was explaining why he thinks college is a scam. And so I want to give my take on that as well, because on this show and in the public, I've been pretty vocal on, hey, the importance of education, but also have understanding why higher education, specifically in the collegiate realm, can be looked upon as a scam to some folks, and which one is more realistic and beneficial for the what's the word, the common citizen, in a sense like that. So I'll share a little bit about that, and of course more on politics. Yeah, I'll share a little bit of um some more viral moments of the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, because he's been going viral with a lot of his executive orders. He's continuing to uh build his administration. It was recently announced that Pete Hegseth will be confirmed as the, I believe, defense secretary, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check, make sure I have the proper title. Yes, United States Secretary of Defense. Yes, so he was just confirmed for that, and also I believe South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, she also has a position on the in the administration as well. So again, we'll talk a little more on the show about that, and yeah, we're gonna get it going from there. So once again, my friends, thank you so much for tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. If you're just now listening, I am your host, your friend Arrington Gavin. Before I move forward, I always like to thank some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Hybrid Production. That's right. Looking to bring your story to life at Hybrid Productions, they don't just create videos, they craft experiences. Whether it's commercials, music videos, documentaries, or corporate content, your vision is their masterpiece. With cutting edge technology and creative team that pushes boundaries and a passion for storytelling, they take your ideas to the next level. From concept to final cut, they deliver results that captivate and inspire. So, ready to make an impact? Then collaborate. Go ahead, start collaborating with Hybrid Productions, or you can hit them up today. Uh, you can contact them by going to their website at hybridproductionswithaz.com. Also, you can go visit them on their social media platforms, Instagram specifically, at Hybrid Productions. Okay, again, that's Hybrid Productions with a Z. Hybrid Productions, where creativity meets innovation. We want to thank again Hybrid Production for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. Couldn't do it without them. So again, I want to thank them. All right, my friends. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna have our fun fact of the day. Then we're gonna get it going with some of these conversations. So do not go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Welcome back. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Be sure to follow me at on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show. Okay, I truly appreciate that. Follow me on the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also follow the show on X, formerly known as Twitter, Blue Sky. Okay, Blue Sky, one word, and also on Substack. Okay, check us out on Substack. We have a lot of great content stuff that we can't include with just this 1 hour of the show, so we try to stretch it and we take it to our social medias. Also, we drop new episodes Monday through Friday, available on all digital and streaming platforms, the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. So all you have to do is just type in the Arrington Gavin Show. You can find us on both platforms. You can also listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. Let's see. Also, you can listen to us on our radio affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk out of the Metro Atlanta area. That's right. We air Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. as well as on their website, uh, wdjyfm.com. So there's two ways you can listen to us there at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, let's get it going with our fun fact of the day, brought to you by the Arrington Gavin Show. Okay, on today's fun fact, did you know that actor Samuel L. Jackson requested a purple lightsaber in Star Wars to accept the part as Mace Windu? Now, I'll be honest, my friends, I am not a Star Wars fanatic like majority of the world. I probably have seen one movie, maybe one and a half. I never really got into Star Wars, but I do remember seeing Samuel Jackson in one of them. I don't really recall him fighting, but yeah. So apparently he requested a purple saber. I don't know why. Maybe purple's his favorite color. Um I remember like in the movie you had a red lightsaber, I think a green. Everybody had different color lightsaber. It was pretty. It was. I can see it being a phenomenon, of a film. But yeah, that was our fun fact. So you're welcome, folks. all you diehard Star Wars fans out there. So yeah, you probably already knew that. Okay, let me continue on about this. I wouldn't call it an issue, but it's been circling around conversations. Backtracking to the inauguration weekend, it was found that artists Snoop Dogg, uh, Nelly, who else? Who else? Nelly, uh, Soldier Boy, Rick Ross were performing at one of the some of the events that was taking place over the weekend, over inauguration weekend. So of course Snoop Dogg received a lot of heat because he was seen. He made it vocal, on social media and in the public, being a huge critic of Donald Trump, calling and people, specifically people of color, black people, um, if they voted for him, Trump, him being Trump, that you're basically a sellout to the race. I won't use the terms that he said, but he was calling him out. So it's interesting to see now his change of heart all of a sudden. Soldier Boy, been quiet. No one really, you know. I say it like this: Snoop Dogg, who is a highly successful man, has endorsement deals out the yin yang. He has plenty of money, so a lot of folks feel betrayed first because he was a huge critic and he made it pretty vocal that he did not like Donald Trump. The words that he used for those who did support him. So it was very, like, okay, what's up? So again, that puts him in that realm of a, quote unquote sellout. Rick Ross, people have their mixed feelings about him. They really, it didn't matter to them as far as what Rick Ross being performing there. Soldier Boy, okay, when's the last hit? When's the last album Soldier Boy had? Crank That was top tier, his hit. So he's kind of looked upon as like a one hit wonder, which he had more than just that, more than just that hit. But as far as comparing him to other, the popular performers, it's like, okay, I can see him going strictly for the bag. Nelly, on the other hand, kind of same as Soldier Boy, but I'm gonna tell you why he kind of here's why why I don't I completely disagree with Nelly. So let me go ahead and if I can find the soundbite. There was an interview that he was on Willie D Live, is a popular podcast. Um and I just wanted to play some sound bites from that interview, and I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with Nelly. Let me go ahead and let me see here. Let me see here. Let me go ahead and find that soundbite for you. Uh, There we go. Is it on? No, there we go.
I thought you was riding with me because I put on for my city and I try to bring my city up every step of the way. I did not know you was riding with me because you thought I would ride for who you voted for. I didn't know that. I apologize. I apologize. I didn't know that I had to agree with your political choices. And I thought it was the things that you do, not the things that you say should be done. If you follow what I do, this shouldn't even be an argument. He's the president. He won. This isn't a campaign. This isn't an RNC. I'm not out on the political campaign. I didn't get none of that 1.5. You see what I'm saying? Like to try to help somebody get voted.
Kamala didn't invite you to
No. She didn't invite me.
She didn't invite me either, man. I was going to do all at home.
Like, so but that did, I don't knock the brothers and sisters that benefited from it. I don't knock the correspondents that may have gotten money to do that. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because it's an honor. I respect the office. It don't matter who is in office. The same way that our men and women, our brothers and sisters who protect this country, have to go to war and have to put their life on the line for whoever in office. So if they can put their life on the line for whoever in office, I can damn sure perform for whoever.
What do you say to the people that say we're not giving you this backlash because of your political affiliation or your political choice or whatever? We're giving you this backlash because you are propping up a white supremacist.
He's a white supremacist, and here's the thing. Okay, I get it. He did say if you don't vote for me, you're not black, right? Oh no, that wasn't him. That wasn't him. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Hold on. He did create.
I know where you're going. I know
he did create the crime bill in the 90s, which said that if you get caught with 5 grams of crack, you do a mandatory 5 years. That had mass incarceration. I think even the Vice President Kamala spoke on that part that said that the crime bill played a huge part. Okay, no, he didn't do that. Let me see. What did he do? I'm trying to think. The white supremacist. Hold on, I'm gonna get to it. Okay, he did not rent to black people. What was in the 70s or the 80s? Is that what they said? And like, okay, is he written to him now? So he's a white supremacist. And here's the thing. Nobody's allowed to change, right? See, here's the thing. So,
okay, so I'm gonna tell you exactly why I totally agree with this fool, and I call him fool because what he was explaining was foolish. I would say this for those who were performing. Look, Nelly was better off just saying, "Hey, look, I was in it for the bag." Hey, if you say you in for the bag, people will understand it a little more. Still will, be like, okay, you look at you funny because they're like, okay, you do anything for money, basically. But to say that, show me the proof of Donald Trump being a white supremacist. Now, before I say that, he was absolutely right with what he was explaining about the previous president in Joe Biden. Joe Biden, that was very true. What he had said, he had clear as day said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, which in my opinion, was a very poor choice of words, because the thing is, not everybody are comedians. Okay. When people try to be funny, guess what? People can take it differently. And sometimes it's like, okay, know your lane, sir. You're not a comedian. So don't try hard to be funny, especially when you're trying to gain the respect and earn a vote out of folks that already does not respect you, because he mentioned about the crime bill, how you were in the 90s or the 80s, right? people have never forgot about that, especially black people, especially you folks that helped bring you into office in the first place. You literally were a vice president under the first African American president elected. All right. Um, hence why Joe Biden was doing so many I won't say favors, but promises he had throughout there during his campaign about electing the first person of color, or excuse me, woman, the first black Supreme Court justice, bringing a woman of color in the VP seat. There were a lot of giving out more money to historical black colleges and universities. So it was still a way of thanking to getting me elected, and also the apology tour. So what he was saying was absolutely right. I'll be honest. I'm not a Biden fan. Okay. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. I preferably he wasn't my pick during the presidency when he first was running. But when it's the lesser of two evils, or who's gonna choose at this point? Now I go back to Nelly as far as show me the proof. Okay, so I answered that question that he mentioned on social media. I gave just a few. All right. For one, Charlottesville, that happened in 2017 after the Unite the Right rally, which involved white supremacist groups. Trump said there were very fine people on both sides. Very fine people. So very fine people on both sides. He included those white supremacist groups, saying, oh, they're very fine people. Now, again, if you're being a leader of the free world, if you're leading a country that is a melting pot of diversity, and you have to be a leader representing all from different parts, the fact that you're saying it's okay to have these hate groups who specifically only want to have one complexion that exists in the world, I scratched my head on that one, sir. I scratched my head on that one. Now, I didn't even put this down, but he was the first and only person, and yet has apologized for it, to question that has questioned a sitting president's citizenship because of his middle name. And I'm talking about that president was the only president of color, African American president, in Barack Obama, because his middle name was Hussein. He's never apologized for that. That's two things. Also, he literally put out a bounty and was promoting the fact that the exonerated five at the time was the Central Park Five to get the death penalty. When it turned out, they were completely innocent. Guess who never apologized? Take a guess. I'll wait. Crickets. I'll answer it for you. It was Donald Trump. That's three. Very understandable things to say. Okay, I can see why you think he's. Look, another one I've put out on there: refusal to condemn David Duke and the KKK in 2016. So during his 2016 presidential campaign, Trump was asked on CNN about disavowing support from former Ku Klux Klan leader David Duke, who I think he was either running for office or became a politician too. Trump initially claimed he didn't know enough about Duke to comment, despite previously disavowing him. To say you don't know a lot about him, I don't care if I don't know what his favorite color is. I don't know what his middle name is. I know his name is David Duke, and I know he was a former KKK member. Ain't no former when you're that leader, in my opinion. Leader, not just a member, a leader. Okay, I'll continue. Stand back and stand by comments in 2020. During the first 2020 presidential debate, Trump was asked to condemn white supremacist groups like the Proud Boys. Instead, he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by, which many interpreted as encouragement. All right, another one I mentioned, the attack on the Squad. Now, the Squad were members of Congress, progressive left. One of them, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, Oh Lord, oh Lord. There were don't get me quoting the names, but Trump told 4 Democratic congresswomen of color to go back to their countries despite three of them being born in the United States. All right. Another one attacked on Mexican immigrants in 2015 in his campaign announcement speech. Trump referred to Mexican immigrants as rapists and criminals. Language critics argued plays into racial stereotypes. Absolutely, because here's the thing. Not all immigrants, specifically Mexican immigrants, are those things. So to say it like that's the majority, that's all people, and never coming correct and no, he said what he said and is unapologetic about it. All right, I continue because it's a list, people. Oh, it's a list, and I'm gonna say it all. Muslim ban proposal, 2015. Trump proposed a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering into the United States, a policy many viewed as Islamophobic and discriminatory. Excuse me. Retweets of national accounts, of white nationalist accounts. Trump has retweeted content from accounts associated with white nationalists or far-right groups on multiple occasions, raising questions about his awareness or endorsement of such views. Lastly, defense of the Confederate symbols from 2017 to 2020. Trump repeatedly defended Confederate statues and symbols, calling efforts to remove them an attack on American heritage, which critics argued aligned with white supremacist settlements. Now, that's just a few of it, right? That's your proof right there, Nelly. Now, if I can find this in a matter of 5 minutes, you telling me a very successful man who has plenty of access to a lot of folks is telling me that, show me the proof. I respect the office, and that's okay. The fact that you respect the office, everybody should respect the office. Look, I'm not going around being so depressed on the fact that he's in office. At this point, I'm like, hey, look, I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing and keep it moving. My pick lost, keep it moving. But best believe if he does good, I'm gonna say something about it. If he does something bad, I'm gonna say something about it. But his record is so large right now on the stuff that he's doing bad. So I'm gonna talk about it. It was funny because a gentleman on my social media, one person had responded by saying, still providing the idea Trump is a white supremacist explains why Kamala Harris lost the White House. If the next Democratic nominee carries that same message, a Republican will win in the White House again. I don't disagree with that, because here's the thing. In order to win, you can't continue to repeat the same strategy that obviously did not help, because folks, the majority has spoken and they voted him in for a second time. So obviously me, if I was running for office, I will not continue to say he's this, he's that. No, I'm going to talk policies. I'm going to talk of what the Americans are speaking about and the stuff that really matters. But if someone asks me the question of show me the proof, I'm answering the question, and that's what I'm doing. Nelly, again, was better off keeping his comments to himself and saying, look, I was just in it for the bag. But the fact that he made a foolish decision to respond, because a lot of folks are probably saying, man, I'll never look at y'all the same, and I feel so disrespectful. So, I feel like someone backstabbed me, and just disrespected me. Look, the fact of the matter is, y'all, those things that I just mentioned about our current president right now is why so many folks will always never understand the fact why a hip hop artist would even, or not a hip hop artist, just a black person in general, especially like a Snoop Dogg, who have again has criticized Trump, and now all of a sudden he's happy, having a great time, sharing a photo with a fan wearing a MAGA hat and this and that and the other. I understand the backlash. Now, here's the thing. I know folks that own MAGA hats, right? Do I consider them friends? No. Will there be people I would like to have conversations with on the show? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. I've met people, I've talked with folks in person that says, hey, look, I'm a Trump supporter. Yeah, I own that. I own the hat, this and that and the other. I mean, they don't tell me, but sometimes they will be in a picture wearing it and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, good, good for you, whatever. I've had conservatives here that are, MAGA supporters, huge Trump supporters. It's all about having a conversation. But if I'm somebody that says I am here in supporting, well, for one, the black dollar, uplifting the black community and people of color, to me, I don't think that is something that is uplifting, especially, and I even commented, I said, if all these hip hop artists performed, I pray to God they didn't mention the N-word, which obviously a video circulated that Snoop Dogg was, saying he was using the explicit version in his songs, and it mentioned the N-word to a predominantly white crowd of MAGA supporters. What makes you think that's okay? What makes you think that's okay? You don't know? Because, see, so many people are so freaking money hungry, and y'all, America has lost their moral compass. There is no such thing as morals anymore. It's money over morals. It's money over morals. Morals are just, it's completely gone. We can go back and forth with the whole reason why, well, his policies are pretty solid and I really enjoy it. That's cool. That's cool. That's your opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to vote who they want to vote for. I'm just glad that people are voting, period. But I've said it here time and time again on this show. It's not the fact that it's a Republican that's in office. It's Trump, the person, that I dislike. I truly do not think that if you choose to put somebody that continues to divide the country, how the hell do you think you're going to continue to have peace in our country? Look, lowering prices won't bring peace. It might bring less of a headache to folk and less stress, but it won't bring peace. All right. Giving folks less of an opportunity to better themselves and to be, to grow their family, that's not going to bring peace. Calling folks out of their name and continuing to insult and treating them like they're nobodies, that's not going to bring peace. So that's my take, friends. I will digress from that. I feel like, do I have any? I gotta see here if I have another soundbite that's in related to this. What I am going to do is, where is it at? Where is it at here? I want to, well, this gentleman right here. Let me see. Kevin Powell, an acclaimed writer and activist, is putting Snoop Dogg on blast for performing ahead of the inauguration. Well, this is an old clip. Let me see. Let me play a little bit of that, and then I will play a clip of Stephen A. actually coming to Snoop Dogg's defense. Give me 1 second as I bring up that clip for you all.
It's just tragic to me to see what's happening. It's not just Snoop Dogg and the rappers. It's Carrie Underwood, who, as you know, Harvey supported gay marriage and has come out. Snoop Dogg when I was working for Quincy Jones Vibe magazine, one of the first major cover stories, if not the first cover story of Snoop ever. And he has a long history in relationship to community. I mean, hip hop was created by poor people, working class people, the same poor people that Dr. King told us not to forget are the folks who created hip hop, African Americans, West Indians, and Latinx folks in New York City. And his culture has expanded, as you both know. It's a global industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, but it's also something that's impacted literally 3 or 4 generations of people. And what they are trading in, be it Carrie Underwood as a country music star or Snoop as a rapper and Soulja Boy and Rick Ross and Waka Flocka and Nelly, they're trading in their very constituents for a bag of money. That's essentially what
just wanting to collect the.
So that video was a little choppy, but I think you can hear kind of clearly what he explained. He just said it's, to me, unfortunate the fact that what folks do for money. I understand you're continuing to get paid, make a living for your folks, and look, I understand that business is business. I get it, but sometimes not all money is good money. That's a fact. Not all money is good money. As I digress from that, let me go ahead and play this clip from let me play this clip from Stephen A. Smith. Let's see. Okay, I think I have a couple of clips that I want to share with you all of Stephen A. Smith. We all know him. I talk about him many times here on the show. He has his own program on the Stephen A. Smith show, and he shared his thoughts on this whole backlash that they've been receiving. And so let me go ahead and play you one of those, and we'll talk on the other side.
Snoop. And I'm going to tell you exactly what the brother said to me. He wasn't there for Trump. He was there for David Sachs, who's going to be running crypto and AI. He's going to be that crypto and AI for the present administration. That's who David Sachs is. David Sachs is somebody that Snoop has had a relationship with for decades. David Sachs is that cat when nobody else put their hand out offering dollars to someone. That brother does it. That brother's ready to do it now. So we got to take all of that into consideration. Nelly threw out the money as well. He ain't trying to be political. He's an artist. He was paid to perform, and that's exactly what he did. Don't get me started with what Soulja Boy said. He said the same exact thing. Now, he said it in a very abrasive and excessive fashion, and I thought that was unnecessary, but if that's his lingo, that's his lingo. The point is the point. He sat up there and pulled out a bag of money and said, did anybody offer me to perform? That's what they did. So we see all of that going on, and we understand what that is. But back to Snoop Dogg, because that's who I know. Back to Nelly, because that's who I know. Nelly is not a political person. Nelly doesn't get involved in the campaigns. Nelly does perform for people who will pay the right fee, et cetera, as an artist. And he is somebody. Shout out to Snoop. And I'm going to tell you exactly what the brother said to me. He wasn't there for Trump. He was there for David Sachs.
Okay, so let me go ahead and come out of that. So Stephen A. Smith obviously shared his opinion on this thing. So apparently this David Sachs guy is very close with Snoop, and Snoop did it for him because David Sachs, I'm assuming, is a Trump supporter. He's he's going to be working in the administration with crypto and with Trump and all this other stuff. So what Stephen A. is saying is, oh, he just did a favor for a friend. That's all. Well, let me tell you something. If I have a dear friend for decades, he will understand why I would reject that offer. I don't care if he's, again, putting money in my pocket. Not all money is good money. And look, I'm a fiscally conservative social liberal. You can consider me a capitalist as well. I understand all about, make that money, all that stuff. I understand it. I'm pretty sure majority of people are. But again, what Stephen A. is saying is, okay, Soulja Boy said, ain't nobody else offered me this. So this is a way of saying, see, if they would have given me this, I would have performed. Again, money over morals. Stephen A. Smith, you a guy that obviously you do whatever for money. And I really respect Stephen A. Smith. I'm a huge fan of Stephen A. Smith. I enjoy his commentary. I enjoy the fact that he says what he wants to say unfilteredly. He gives good feedback, right? He brings stuff that makes sense, or that's at least a good conversation. Oh, a good thought to say, okay, I hear what he's saying. I'm gonna tell you, there was another video I think I showed a couple shows ago where Stephen A. Smith was responding to a gentleman, Keith Boykin. Keith Boykin is a political commentator who shows up regularly on CNN. He was on Abby Phillips' Newsnight show, which is kind of like a panel-based program. And Keith had said that, in layman's terms, those who, what did he say? For anybody who supported Donald Trump that is of color is sellouts, basically. Like, you're selling out of your culture, this and any other. Stephen A. Smith, obviously, he said, look, many times on the show, I'm not disrespecting you. This is not directed to Keith, but it's directed to what you said. So everybody that doesn't support your guy is a sellout because they are supporting for I don't know, better wages, less taxes, this and that and the other. He named a few points of stuff that was on the campaign trail from Trump, and saying, so why does that have to make them a sellout? Now, look, in that case, I agree with Stephen A. People are entitled to vote whoever they want to based on their values. If you are, I don't know, against same-sex marriage, hey, that's what. Or if you're against DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. If you're against, if you're very have a huge issue with the border, right? If you're pro guns. Most of that stuff leans more right. So I understand if that's your value. In my opinion, I think on both sides, all the values kind of just hover over the air. I really doubt it when it comes to like, oh, this is more left-leaning. That is true. There are stuff that's more left-leaning viewpoints. There are stuff that are more right-leaning viewpoints. But in general, I feel as though like everybody, we're all 64%, literally over 60% of folks view themselves as independents. All right. You might be center right, you might be center left, vice versa. So in that case, I understand where Stephen A was coming from, as far as with Keith calling out, if you supported Trump, then you just you sold out. Look, a vote, if they voted for their value, they voted for their values. A lot of people that voted for Trump are not fans of Trump. They're fans more of the party and the value aspect of it. But again, excuse my French, but Stephen A. Smith showed his ass by defending Snoop and all of them. And in all honesty, I don't know if he helped Snoop by explaining what Stephen A. Smith has shared. I don't know if he helped or hurt his case, because again, Snoop just said, I'm gonna keep it quiet. I got all these other gigs happening and this and that and the other. Whatever. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna be like a Nelly and run my mouth and basically run my career to the ground. Lastly, before I hit it to commercial break, Trick Daddy had shared that, I don't know if it was Nelly or Snoop, but somebody got paid $1.5 million, and he was just saying, man, look, $1.5 million, I take that money. It's just business. It's just business. Shoot, you ain't gotta like what you ain't gonna do. It's just business. Well, look, it's gonna be just business for the folks to ignore and not listen to your music. How about that? It ain't personal. It ain't personal, bro. But most people might not listen to your music no more. Don't be upset. Don't be upset. All right, my friends. Let me go ahead and take it to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. We have a lot more stories and conversations to bring up. Hopefully we can finish within, we got about close to 15 minutes left until the show. So don't go anywhere. Again, we'll be right back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? All right, let me go ahead and play you this soundbite from recent Club Shay Shay sit down with comedian, actress, and former longtime co-host of the daytime talk show. I think it was an Emmy. I think it won an Emmy as well. The Talk, Sheryl Underwood. She went viral, and I'm gonna play this video for you all, and then kind of get your take. What's your take on what she had to say in regards to, I would say, a touchy subject that occurs on a regular for couples, and I just want to. I felt like playing with it. I felt like sharing with it on the show. So let me go ahead and get that soundbite, and we'll talk on the other end. Here we go.
Can't mess up people money because people need it.
Absolutely. Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know, from you or he got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. He is the head of the household. He is the breadwinner. I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not going to agree with me.
No, they ain't gonna agree with that, Cheryl.
I'm cool if you don't. But
they're about to tear you up, Cheryl. Let me say.
Well, tear me up, because here's the thing. Even if I make more money, it doesn't make me the breadwinner.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make me the breadwinner. It makes me the baby. What you say you want to do what? Or what you want for Christmas? You want a pony? Okay, nigga. I got you.
Sure. You know, like
what?
The breadwinner, he has normally, that person has the larger voice in the relationship.
He's a man. He's going to have, this is what
But what
I
if you
believe.
got the money, you making the money?
No, this is what I believe.
Okay.
I believe I am advice and concurrence.
Okay.
He is the head of the household. Now, this is how I believe. The word did not originate with me. He is the head of household. People need to start reading Ephesians. That's what I believe. I may be strong-willed, I may make money, but I'm not the head of the household. But you can't mess up people money because people need it.
Absolutely. Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
So, So what y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? So what I'm hearing is Sheryl Underwood explain that men are the head of the household. Now, I'm a man. Okay. I am a man. I am a man. She's saying that men are the head of the household, regardless of what I'm hearing is regardless of salary, status, the men are the head of the household. Now, I was having this conversation with my wife because I personally am anti anybody being the head over anybody. We are a unit. We are a team. We are one. My wife's role is just as big as my role. My role is just as big as my wife's role. No one is higher than the other, regardless of who makes more money or not. No one is higher than the other. We are a team. All right. So I never, and look, we are members of faith. We are Christians. I am a believer. I know the word just as much as Sheryl Underwood knows the word. Sometimes, this is my opinion, sometimes people can misconstrue and the way people can twist words. I feel like sometimes people can twist messages, twist messages when it's said. Now, I was explaining to my wife, or I wasn't explaining, I was having a conversation with my wife when we were talking about that. Like, you have to realize back then women were in different conditions. Also, the first person God created, God created man first, but that still doesn't mean, okay, because they were the first, human being to be brought here on earth makes them the head of the house. I personally don't agree with what Sheryl Underwood was saying. Hey, she's a very well-respected person. I don't dislike Sheryl. I'm a huge fan. She's come to my hometown to perform stand-up comedy acts. I think she's an extremely talented person. I think she was a huge addition to the Talk at the time when it first started, and it grew her a huge career from that. But I just I don't think I would like to have a conversation with her to kind of really explain that a little more. Um, and look, I'm trying to see what exactly does that entice when he's the head of the household. Does that mean that he doesn't cook at all? You do all the cooking. Does that mean he doesn't clean at all? You do all the cleaning. Like what explain what does head of the households mean? What role is that? What is that role? I'm very curious. I'm very curious. And look, I'm a newbie when it comes to the marriage life. My wife and I, we've been married for about 2 years. Together for 8 years. Well, close to 8 years. So, but I was raised to, be a provider and a protector. And that's what I try to be, with my wife. I try to protect her as best I can. I try to provide as best I can. My wife, she also provides for me and for the household. My wife does so much, probably so much more than what I've done. I can always do better, right? I feel like men out there that are listening or and that are watching this, we know we can do better with our spouses. But when I read this, I was like, okay, that's quite interesting, Cheryl. That is really quite interesting. Some person stated here in a comment, I don't even talk about money because my man is the head regardless, and I am his helpmate, period. We are a team and a partnership. So I again, y'all, I'm a part. Partnership is one thing, but having a role saying one is the head in this, I don't know. I just disagree with that. One person says she understands how important masculinity is, and that's dope and it's rare. A wife is a wife is a wife. Okay, let me read one more before I move it on because I got a few minutes left. One lady said, if you have a husband, he is the head of the household, regardless of who makes the most. Okay, I agree. And here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, y'all, that money will define who is the head of the household. What I'm saying, my opinion, I just think that being that we are a team, there is no somebody's the head of anything. To me, when I hear the head of that, I feel like I lead. I have the most important saying. My voice matters the most. For example, if it's time to make a decision and say I might be busy and I'm not answering my phone and my wife has a split decision that she needs to make and she makes it on behalf of the household, should I be like, woman, I'm the head of the household, why you make that choice? Should that be a bad thing? You know what I mean? Like, I need more explaining. My friends who are tuning into the show, please explain this, because that's why we have these conversations, because I don't know everything. I learn stuff in through conversation. Let me see how I'm gonna look at what time. Let me go ahead and digress from that. I'm gonna move on to a quick clip. Hopefully I can finish the majority of it around this period. Man, I don't know if I'm gonna have any time. I have about 4 minutes. I will continue this on the next show, but I will bring up this funny story, y'all. Funny story. So, and this is because it's just a pet peeve. My wife and I, we were at the movies, and we were at Cinema Cafe. I don't know if a lot of y'all have heard of this. The Cinema Cafe. It's a movie theater that also sells food, like waiter, like you're almost like dining into a restaurant. You have waiters and waitresses that takes your orders, that serves you, and you're while you're sitting and watching the movie. Right? It's a great concept, right? We're sitting down. We're not just having popcorn. We can have pizza. We can have wings. We can have sandwiches, salads, you name it, and drinks. So while we were watching a movie. I think we were watching like Gladiators 2 or something, which is a phenomenal movie, by the way. Great movie. A person, it's best that you get your orders in like during the previews or way before at least the movie started, because the lights are still on in the theater. Once those lights go dark, it's best that it makes it difficult for you to read the menu. So a family came late to the movies, and they're reading the menu. They put up their light from their like iPhone, and that light, that LED light, is bright as I don't know what. And this person sitting next to me blasted that light, and she has it literally facing straight ahead, so it looks like a big light is just pointing at folks in front of us. What bugs me is the fact that, lady, there's ways you can make your light smaller so you can see more light on your phone. First of all, y'all can just open up to your home, like the home page of your phone, and then have that light facing that, because that's how dark it is. Every little light will shine on that menu. But not everybody is the smartest. I'm sorry, Common Sense University. Not a lot of folks I see graduated from Common Sense University. So instead, this lady has this light on, and she does it for so long, and I'm just like, what the hell, man? Please put your light out. And it's just a pet peeve of mine, because it is 2025. It is 2025. Put out your freaking light. We're trying to enjoy a movie here, and you have this bright light distracting everybody, and somebody that is literally like, you're always worried. There's literally commercials before the movie. Please turn off your cell phone. Please turn off your ringer. Please do not be a distraction. Don't make loud noises and distract folks in the movie. Thank you. Well, I guess people just avoid, they're like saying, I paid this money for this. I'm going to see it regardless. I'm going to do whatever I want. I don't care. And that I kid you not, y'all. That light was on for like 10 minutes into the movie. 10 minutes. Bugged the crap out of me. Okay, my friends, looks like I have about 60 seconds left to the show is over. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to tune in Monday through Fridays on all digital and streaming platforms. Our radio affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM. You can tune into the show Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as online at WDJYFM.com. Again, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on Rumble. Please follow us on Instagram. I truly appreciate it, my friends. Take care. God bless. I will see you next time for some more great conversations here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace and blessings. I'm out.